Hi, it's Mitch from SportsShotPlace.com and PicksandParlays.net, and it is Tuesday, June 25th, 2019, here with your free live show. Of course, we're here live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We never take a day off. Our best bet's always over at SportsChatExperts.com as well as PicksandParlays.net. Of course, on this show, we give out free picks every day and we do a lot of promotions, things like that. And hopefully get you guys on some winners. We do our lucky penny coin flip as well, which is something that we do. And the lucky penny started off at with a real heater. It was like 8 or 9-0 to start, and since then, probably a little bit better than 500. It's 22-9 after yesterday. Looked like it came in just under. It had the over in the Cubs-Braves game. It was 11.5, and I believe the game landed on 11, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Maybe the lucky penny squeezed one out. Nope, it landed on 11. It was 11.5. Anyways, do free picks every single day. Got a lot going on in the background here as far as things that we're changing at Sports Shots. You'll see them at Picks and Parlays probably more drastically more recently in the nearer future, but this show will be changing probably around the Major League Baseball All-Star break. So that's what we're working on. Got a lot of people that want to be on the show with us. So I'm excited to have people on. I've been talking to you guys by myself quite some time now. So always good to be joined. I know you guys want my picks. We've tried this a million different ways. We do the podcast with Tony T, Sports Pick Info. And when I advertise for it on Sports Shot Place, the response has been lukewarm. Of course, I'm on Sports Pick Info podcast on Tuesdays every week. So tonight I'll be on Sports Pick Info, and I give out picks in almost every single game on that show. Plus, Tony and I, we go kind of off the rails, he calls it, and we talk about other things within sports and sports betting. We have a good time on the show. I've been doing that show with Tony for 9 years, and never really did much with it. But anyways, gonna do some free picks, just like we always do. And our best bet's always over at Sports Chat Experts. Of course, the NBA awards last night. I don't know, the Greek Freak, the MVP, tough to argue against unless, of course, you watched the NBA this year and saw what James Harden did, carrying that team on his back. I thought that the Freak definitely, did a nice job with it. But I just think that at the same time, I thought James Harden really was the guy in the NBA this year. All his teammates were injured. He carried the team on his back, and they played really well. But we're gonna do free picks. Last night when I went to do the picks, Scott Rickenback's an excellent handicapper. When I went to the picks, hardly any of the lines were out. So we got a lot to work with today. I think the Freak carried his team on both ends of the court, but not like James Harden did for the Rockets. James Harden was ridiculous. Capella was out, Chris Paul was out, whatever. They didn't miss a beat. They did not miss a beat. But anyways, just start in with some free picks. We could always get back to this discussion. I knew it would be I knew it would be interesting discussion because I think a lot of people, we have a lot of opinions on both sides of it. I like the Brewers here, but I don't like the price. That's the issue I have here. It's like I like the Brewers. It's like, but minus 172, minus 185. This is just seriously expensive play. So it's like I like the Brewers, but it's like people always say, "Oh, which do you like the best? Which do you like and whatever." I would say the reason why I don't like this the best is pretty much price. It's too expensive. Davies was absolutely shelled last time out. His last three starts, 7.82 ERA in his last three starts. He had a really good start to the season, but he's definitely cooled off of late. And meanwhile, the Brewers hit lefties at 245, which is better than the Mariners hit either lefties or righties. So I like the Brewers here. It's tough to take them on the run line because Gonzalez is a guy that I never really liked because he doesn't throw heat. I don't like pitchers that only rely on heat, that are just whip it as fast as they can. That's my whip it as fast as I can pitcher that only throw heat signal right there. It says, but hopefully they throw better than that. But I think that the issue here that we have is simply the price. And Gonzalez is one of those guys that, despite having no heat at all, he's always seems to get it done. The waves in Hawaii, we have a massive swell coming in on Friday. So the waves have been pretty flat. I've been golfing a lot more than surfing, but starting Friday, I'll be back in the water. So I'll be surfing in the morning, golfing after that is the way that'll work for the rest of it. So, the summer, it's always the slow time of year for sports. So, Kwame, if you have picks or questions like that, those go in the Facebook group. So it's just how we do it. So we take the Brewers here. I don't love this pick. It's because of the price. It just seems there's a lot of big lines here. So Brewers minus 182. Yikes. It's cool. No, it's all good. So I like the Rockies against the Giants. I know Bumgarner's pitching, but I think it all goes out the window in divisional games. Bumgarner 0-2 in his last three starts with a 5.40. Chichi Gonzalez, who doesn't like saying that? He's had some appearances in the major leagues. It's been a few years. His last appearance in the majors was July 7th of 2016. 4.2 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 5 strikeouts. That was when he was with Texas. He had a 8.71 ERA in 2016. Here we are 3 years later, and he makes an appearance. Let's see what he's been up to lately. Take a quick look. 3 years removed. He's, this is a guy, usually guys like this, super, super hungry. Yeah, he was. So I think that he knows that this is his chance. He's been there before. And, Hoffman's been terrible, who he replaces, so he can't be any worse than that. Well, I'll tell you, maybe he can be worse. Looking at his numbers, maybe he is. I'll stick to my guns here because I already opened my big mouth. I'll take the Rockies against the Giants. But what I really like is I'll kind of pull back a little bit on that and say I'm going to switch it to the over 7.5 in the Giants Rockies, and I think that that's a really strong play with Rodriguez and Bumgarner and the Rockies in town. So we'll call it over 7.5 with Giants Rockies. Yeah, maybe I jumped the gun a little bit there. Happens. At least we didn't put our tickets in. I like the Reds against the Angels. I just like the way the Reds play. I just think they're fun to watch, and no reason not to go with them here. So we'll take the Cincinnati Reds with Tyler Mahle at plus 145. Heaney has never lived up to that expectations when he came up. Like, he's one of those guys that when he was coming up, everyone was kind of like, oh my God, this is going to be the guy. You know who was really big on Heaney? Who was like the biggest Heaney guys? And you guys know this, right? Who were the biggest Heaney guys out there? It was the fantasy guys. Those damn fantasy guys, right? Right? Those damn fantasy guys are like, those are like the, it's like they think like, they'll take a guy like Jason Hayward, who's like a reasonable baseball player, and get him a, $22 million contract. Because they just go goo-goo over these guys when they come up. And Heaney was their guy, Heaney was their guy, and I'll tell you what, he has never lived up to. Let's take the Reds plus 145. Yeah, the White Sox over. We had over in the White Sox Red Sox. That was definitely one of them. But I think the one that was really the over was the Mets Phillies game, right? We had the over in the Mets Phillies game yesterday, and that was the one that was the really over. Yeah, so the group, I'll post a link here to the Facebook group. It's super easy. It's called Sports Chat Place. But I'm going to post it there for you. And there it is. Anyways, let's get to another free pick. I'm trying to do like 6 things at once, and the thing is that with the new system that we're going to be using, there's like a switcher with all sorts of graphics and stuff coming across, all the stuff that you guys want to see, and like, the screen things where I'm just going to be in a little circle, and over here we're going to have all sorts of data and stuff. It'll be interesting to see how I'm able to handle that, or if I just need somebody to do it with me, which is more than likely going to be the case. So Stripling up against Robbie Ray here. We had Diamondbacks yesterday as our dog of the day. They came through with flying colors. But in this one, I like the Dodgers. You got to like him. Stripling doesn't go a lot of innings, but I don't like the way Robbie Ray has looked. And he gets into a lot of self-created trouble. And pitchers that get into self-created trouble, never good news. Robbie Ray is one of those guys. And the Dodgers are a team, they make you pay. And, as bad as the Dodgers have been against lefties in previous years, they're actually better against lefties than righties this year. They're batting .261 against lefties. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks only .241 against righties and .288 against lefties. So I like the Dodgers in this one at minus 120. I think we're getting them on the cheap. Which brings us to our lucky penny pick for today. Let's see if we can find a game that has reasonable odds that we can toss the penny on. Of course, there's absolutely nothing here to work with. It's going to have to be, wow. Let's look, maybe we'll do a total. Let's go with the total in Tigers Rangers game. Heads for the over and tails for the under. Heads. So the lucky penny pick is going to be the over. Over Rangers, Tigers. It's 9.5. It's the coin flip, and the lucky penny is 22 and 9 going into the flip. So just a quick recap of today's show. We took the Brewers at minus 182, the over 7.5, and the Giants Rockies game. You know, one of the cool things about having the software working again is one of the cool things about having the software working correctly again is I could see how many people are on across all the channels and stuff. So we have 148 people on. This is just awesome. In baseball season, 100. Now it's down to 121. Maybe I said something that got somebody mad. But anyways, over 7.5 in Giants Rockies. We took the Reds at plus 145, the Dodgers at minus 120, and the lucky penny pick over 9.5 in the Rangers Tigers game. We have a lot of new things that are going to be going on. I'm going to be on Sports Pick Info podcast. I'm always on Tuesdays. You can just go to you can just go to Apple iTunes or Google Podcasts or on SoundCloud or any of those podcast things. Type in Sports Pick Info with Tony T. All of our cappers from Sports Chat Experts are on there every day of the week. We have a different capper, and Tuesday is my day. I've been doing the show for years and years and years. We just expanded it out in recent months. I'm pretty excited, though. But in any event, I do kind of like that Rockies pick as well over the Giants. I just don't like the way that Bumgarner's been struggling. But the problem that I have there is that Rodriguez has a 5.84 ERA in AAA. So it's just not good. So I like that over 7.5 just a little bit better there. So that's about it for today. Oh, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd be talking to myself. I'd be looking pretty weird. Have a great day, everyone. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. And I'll tell you what I really look forward to is football season. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.